At the age of 14 during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, Kankuyu Marie Louise was left alone as the only survivor in the family of 9. More than 50 people in her extended family were killed during the genocide against the Tutsi. They lived in the former Bichumbi commune, which is the present-day Rwamagana District. At the end of the genocide, Kankuyu lived in an orphanage where she continued her primary education and later enrolled in secondary and tertiary education in accounting.
He took me in, but unfortunately he died later. We continued to live despite the hardships. He died when I had become a bit mature and I continued my studies, thanks to Farge, that paid my school fees, but in my mind something was missing and I had to study hard to be able to survive and become an important person in life, because that's what my father always wanted me to be.
The 14-year-old girl who was left alone in the family began to have hope for life.
While in the orphanage, I took care of my life and focused on my studies, not knowing how my life would turn out to be. But as time went on, I realized that anything was possible, especially if we followed diligently the guidance of some government officials, and that was a challenge for me to always step up and out of my dark history.
She coped with the difficult life of living without her family, only to rebuild herself, now with a husband and 4 children.
As someone who was left alone and found a husband and gave birth, I feel alive again because I feel like I have a family. I feel like I have descendants. Yes, they can't fill the gap of the family I lost. But when I look at some, I see the faces of our home. When I look at them, I immediately feel I'm not alone.
In the Muyumbu sector, Rwamagana District, from where she lives to where her family lived and was killed from, there is a distance of about 5 kilometers. From time to time, she visits the remains of her family's home to reminisce on the beautiful childhood she had, but was cut short by the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Despite all that, Kankuyu is currently embroidered in development struggle. After graduating from the university and working for the government for a short time, she is now an entrepreneur. She runs a mini supermarket. Kankuyu reserves a special mention to those that saved her life and enabled her an opportunity to live in the post-genocide Rwanda. The 1994 genocide against the Tutsi claimed more than 1 million people, leaving orphans and widows and destroying infrastructure. For the past 27 years, survivors of the genocide have been building and contributing to the country's development. Reporting for RwandaTV News, Athan Tashobya.